Always tracking, always alerting. Here's your Storm Track 15 weather.
And we're back, my friends, on this terrifically cold Tuesday. Let's start things off. Take a look at the beautiful shot of the Queen City of the Tesh camera. You know, if there's one thing we could say about this cold air mass, it doesn't have a lot of particulates associated with it. And as a result, clear skies, incredibly high visibilities across the region, and beautiful colors as we work our way towards sunset, now after sunset. In terms of the temperature, though, downright cold, 28 degrees, and with winds out of the north at 14 miles per hour. Feels like 17 out there. Take a look at the area temperatures from Texas through Mississippi. Look at the low 20s already in Jackson and Natchez, 29 here in the Hub City, and 31 degrees in both Beaumont and Houston, and it's 23 degrees in Dallas. Now again, winds are relaxing right now, still a bit blustery for a lot of us, predominantly out of the north between 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting over 20 miles per hour in some locations. So it actually feels like on the bare skin, temperatures are in the upper teens to low 20s. So unfortunately for this weekend, there is a possibility we're looking at Arctic air mass number 2. The red line indicates a hard freeze, and we'll see that draping right across Acadiana both Saturday morning, perhaps into Sunday morning as well. So again, we're going to drop down to 17 degrees tonight, but we will warm up to 45 degrees tomorrow afternoon, 37 degrees Thursday morning, warming up to 68 degrees with a few afternoon showers. It will become breezy on Friday. Those north winds, once again, dropping us down into the 20s both Saturday morning and Sunday morning. But then by the middle, or I should say the beginning of next week, a little bit more of an active pattern. More importantly, it's going to be warmer.
17 to 70.
Yeah.
We've got it all covered there.
Yeah, I know. That's, I mean, that's going to be a shock to the system for a lot of folks. Basically a 50-degree warm-up in 36 hours.
That's bananas.
Yeah, there you go.
Now to a Storm Track 15 alert for the potential of more lightning storms as well as excessive heat across Acadiana. Storm Track 15 Chief Meteorologist Dan Romano tracking it all in our first forecast this Friday night, Dan.
Yeah, that's right. First and foremost, let's talk about the heat because that's going to steal the headlines over the next couple of days. You know, we had a heat advisory in effect today. We're looking at another one tomorrow from 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That basically means that we're going to have to contend with, once again, heat indices anywhere between 108 and 114 degrees. And that's throughout all of South Louisiana, obviously, including Acadiana. Now, today we saw temperatures climbing well up into the 90s, 97 degrees here in the Hub City, 95 degrees in New Iberia. Now, since then, temperatures have cooled down to some extent, but it still feels very hot. It's 87 degrees, but you factor in that dew point is 78, and it still feels like 100 degrees outside at the moment. Now, Doppler radar over the last 6 hours, again, we had some spotty storms kind of fire up here and there across the region, but since then, things have quieted down, and that's what we're looking at tonight. Clearing skies, quiet, temperatures dropping down into the 70s to low 80s, but to kick off the weekend, after sunny skies to start things off, temperatures climbing well up into the 90s with the possibility of some late day storms as well. They'll be few and far between, but some folks will get wet. We have those details coming up. Marcel, back to you. And we're back, my friends, on this much quieter Wednesday evening. We'll start things off by taking a look at the Doppler radar sweep across Acadiana. Now, even though we saw a good amount of rain today, 1 to 4 inches widespread, much of that rain fell across the region in about a 5 to 6 hour period. And as a result, we had swollen bayous, streams, creeks all across the region. That led to a number of flood warnings that went into effect. Fortunately, the one over the Vermilion River has been canceled, but we're still dealing with some lingering flood warnings, and that's what these green polygons are across portions of Acadiana. But the rain has moved out of the region. We did have a few kind of pop-up lingering showers that occurred this evening. They have now dissipated and pushed off to the east. The area of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere that's keeping the clouds in place, still spinning across North Louisiana with rain extending up to the north. The main act of this this story that we saw earlier today, that's the area of low pressure at the surface. Well, that's sliding farther to the east along the Florida Panhandle. And as we take a look at your extended forecast, it's going to be a lot drier across Acadiana. So, yeah, rain buckets are filled up pretty nicely, but we're not going to see any more rain over the next few days. And then as we work our way into tomorrow, again, a high of 76, 79 degrees on Friday, 82 degrees on Saturday, 83 degrees on Sunday. Humidity levels start to climb up as well.
All right, we're ready for the weekend.
Yes,
I think so,
very
huh?
much so. Yeah, I just, hopefully everybody really is able to kind of clean up after the mess that we saw today.
Yeah.
For sure. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Dan. Still ahead, everybody.